Move 6.
Hi, my name is Janine Hernandez and I am the founder of the Book Publishing Academy. Welcome to our first episode of Becoming an Author. On today's episode, we are going to be interviewing Ralphie Tavira, who was our very first author that got started with our Book Publishing Academy. I am super excited for you guys to get to know her a little bit more intimately and understand why she decided to become an author. Welcome, and we hope that you enjoy the experience.
To the U.S. when I was only 1 year old, and I spent all of my life here. I didn't know that I couldn't work legally in the U.S. until I was graduating high school. I was pregnant with my first son because I got pregnant at 17, and I went to go ask my mom and my dad for my social security card because I wanted to start applying for financial assistance for FAFSA, and they said, well, you don't have one. And I was like, what do you mean I don't have one? And so that was the day that I found out that I was a undocumented immigrant in the U.S. And, you know, writing has always been a passion of mine, but for so long we've been instilled that your creative gifts aren't going to pay you unless you're like some mega superstar at it. And so that limiting belief always kind of held me back. I started writing, and writing was my escape. It was my way to kind of detach from what was real life, you know. And I started writing on the MySpace blogs when I was 18 with JJ. He was like 3-4 months old. And then I opened up a blog from Blogspot, and then I went to Tumblr before Tumblr was what Tumblr is now, and then I went to WordPress. And I had friends who would avidly read my blogs, and they would say, you need to write a book, you need to write a book, you need to write a book. After my divorce happened, I went through a really dark time in life where I just didn't want to be here anymore. I didn't have a purpose. I didn't know which way to go. I was really in it was a spiritual battle, really. It was a spiritual battle. And, you know, now thinking about that time, it was meant for me to break through. That was my breakthrough moment, because from then on, I decided not to play small anymore. And sometimes when you decide not to play small anymore, it means that you have to completely isolate yourself from what you think you want and just go within, because you gotta dig deep. You gotta dig hella deep for you to be able to keep breaking through those shells, you know? So I spent a lot of times alone in my room writing. I spent a lot of time traveling, getting away, running away every other weekend, spending it in nature, really just connecting with myself. And the reason why I named the book Someone Needs to Read This is because when I was going through those moments of transformation and solitude, I felt alone, but I knew I wasn't alone. You feel me? I knew that God had instilled a gift in me, and He was working through me, and we're all vessels for His message, and we're all here to specifically deliver a message. And so I knew that through my breakthrough, through my transformation, through through being an undocumented immigrant, being able to be a DACA recipient and a dreamer, to being now, you know, a single mother who has all the support in the world, but a lot of the stuff, you know, when my kids are with me, my kids are with me. And to now having wrote a book, and I couldn't have done that without the Book Publishing Academy. And so people reach out to me and they say, what are some tips that you would get me to write a book? And I say, you need a mean-ass book, supportive like community. You need a coach like Janine Hernandez. So when I got on the phone with Janine, she told me, you know, you can get a time to think about it, you know, let me know, I'll connect back with you. And I think the day, like later on in the day, I texted Janine, I said, I'm ready, because I told myself I'm done playing small and it's time to fully invest in my dream and to go all in. And that was back in 2019, and now it's 2022, and the book is finally here. You know, in 2021, I told myself, you've been spending a lot of time alone up in your room, just jamming out to Drake and drinking good wine and sipping on nice tea. And I read every poem that I put in the book, I don't know how many times, but each time I found something new in it. You know what I mean? As I lean into my healing and into my growth, I was like, wow, I never realized that I wrote that from this perspective, but now being where I'm at, I can read it in a different perspective. With Janine, she literally came to my house 2 times, and she sat and she helped me transfer all of the poems that I had written onto paper. She literally sat there typing away. The Book Publishing Academy has accountability calls, they have motivational calls, they have modules that you can take. So if you're the type of person who you're like, I'm busy, I'm a mom, I have a 9 to 5, I have my business on the side, I have all of this, I don't have the time to do this, you can carve the time out to invest in yourself. Go through the modules. You have Janine, who you can text if you have any questions, and she's going to make sure that she holds your hand the whole way through. Not even that, she connects you with other authors so that this way you can find the support that you need when you're having creative blocks. You can say, hey, what are you doing this weekend? I'm feeling creative block, let's go to Sedona. And having that community and that support while you're in creation mode, you feel alone. You feel like you're like, I'm in this, you know, that's why people say the top is lonely, but it's really not though, because you just need a mean-ass support system. And I found that in the Book Publishing Academy, and I'm so happy and I'm so proud to have Janine as my book publishing coach, and to have my other peers that are also authors launching their books soon just with me on this journey. So someone needs to read this.
All right, Ralphie, I hope you're excited because we are about to transform you into an author. Are you ready?
Yes, ma'am.
Let's do this. Are you ready to find what you'd like to wear for the shoot?
Yes.
All right, let's take a look.
I think I'm gonna go with the green one.
The green?
Yeah.
Oh,
Money.
this is definitely good.
All right, guys, so Ralphie just finished getting her full transformation makeover, and she picked out her outfit, and I cannot wait to see how she looks. So let's get Ralphie out here and see her transformation. Ralphie, come on out. Hey, girl.
Hey, girl.
Oh, my God, look at you. Do a twirl. Do a twirl. Do you guys see her? Girl, you look amazing.
Thank you. I feel amazing.
All right, guys, so here it is. We have Ralphie's book. So many emotions that are going through my mind. I know through your mind. She's gonna open it up for the very first time and reveal her book. So Ralphie,
Aww.
here you go.
Thank you so much. Okay. Woo! Wow.
You did that, girl. She has a whole book, guys. It's beautiful.
Thank you so much.
How does it feel? Hold it.
It's just crazy to me, the fact that this is all me. This is all me. Every page in here is all me.
Her hands are all messed up, like you can see what it says. I'm just not feeling it. I want this one in the post. So every time that I can, Hi!
friends for over 7 years now. I'm so proud of you. I've seen you go through so much, and you're so passionate about this book. I'm happy that it's finally here, and I'm proud of you, Ralph.
Wow.
Girl, we were so proud of you. We just wanted to show you how much we loved you.
You're crazy.
Yes.
You did that, sis?
You did that book thing.
Wow.
That is so cool.
Nobody gonna be able to drink out this mug. In my house, at least. Y'all can drink. Y'all can drink. My house, this is my mug.
All right, Ralphie. We have gone through the whole journey of becoming an author. We discussed your pain points, the journey that you had to do to get to this moment and this time. How do you feel?
I feel just like I felt on that grass field when I told you about that dream. I feel at peace and I feel fulfilled. And I feel like I can do anything. You know? I really feel unstoppable.
Remember in that dream, God said you could have everything.
Yeah.
You could have it all.
And I was looking for the Range Rover in the house and all the things. But what I was really, God and Jesus was really saying to me was that I could have everything that I was feeling, which was peace, love, fulfillment, purpose. That's truly what I found in becoming an author and writing a book. Yeah.
And this is only the beginning because we got more books to write.
Absolutely.
So kind of walk me through that moment where you realized that you wanted to become an author.
There's a very specific moment in a writer or creative person's life when their creative passion goes from becoming something that is a hobby to something that is going to be your profession one day. And it's the moment that you decide you're not going to play small anymore.
Yep.
The moment that you decide this isn't a hobby anymore. It's time to not to stop being selfish with my creativity and my passion and my gift, and to share it, to hand deliver it to those who need it. Because it's going to inspire, it's going to motivate, it's going to heal, it's going to grow, it's going to touch people. And I mean, if that isn't really lifting the vibration of the collective, then what is? So that was the day that I decided when I got on the call with you and you said you let me know, think about it. And I texted you later on that day. I said, I'm in. How do we start?
That was that deciding moment
That
where
was
you're
that
like, I
deciding
am
moment.
all in.
All in.
All in.
Yep.
What obstacles have you had to overcome? Because this journey hasn't been easy.
For me, I'm very big on discipline, but really also listening to myself, right? And my intuition. And I talk a lot about showing up authentically, but really allowing yourself to be authentically vulnerable and sharing all of the things that people don't see going on in the background. And so there was parts of the journey where I was writing this book and I felt like, am I oversharing? Is this too much? Right? And so I would hold back. But I started feeling like I wasn't being true to myself. So I had to write what I had to write. And also, the discipline. You know what I mean? The being able to cut out all the distractions and focus on the goal and the task and the dream at hand. So for me, that was also a challenge. But because of being able to do that, now I feel like I can really do anything.
You know what? And there's so much power in vulnerability. I find that the more that you share and the more authentic you are with people, the more that they trust you. And I mean, you just finished doing a pre-sale.
Yeah.
And you've been kind of priming people to like, hey, my book is coming out, and you've been doing this for 2 years straight.
Yeah.
Just being vulnerable and sharing your story and sharing those late night writing sessions. And what happened with your pre-sale?
Well, the first day I sold over 100 copies. I ended up making $5,000 in revenue in a week.
Girl!
Yeah, and so I have 200 copies already for pre-sale that are going to be going out.
And you did that because you decided to show up.
I decided to show up, be myself, show up authentically,
you know, and just stop playing small and go for it. You get one chance to do what you want to do in life. You know what like. And then another thing too that I learned is how do we know who the greatest of all time in a category is going to be? How do we know who the greatest? How would we known that Michael Jordan was going to be one of the greatest had he not shown up? How would we have known that Kobe was going to be, Black Mamba be one of the greatest had he not shown up? How do we know that all of the greats are the greatest of all time if all of us don't show up? So I just decided to put my hat in the ring and say, well, I'm showing up. So
I love
here
it.
we are.
I love it. And so your book already pre-launched. So now tell us about when is the book actually coming out? What is the date that you have set?
Yeah. So the book is going to be coming out May 30th is when it's going to be available on Amazon and on my website. And for all pre-sales, that's when it's going to be delivered to you. So, and I'm going to include a special something for everyone who was a part of the pre-sale. You're going to get an additional discount for future merch and also a little extra something. So stay tuned.
I can't wait to get my book. I cannot wait. Ralphie, so why this book and why now?
I feel like the reason why I named the book Someone Needs to Read This is because we all went through something that shifted our minds and perspectives in the last 2-3 years during the pandemic. Maybe even prior to the pandemic, you were doing something, you were, going through something, but the pandemic really had us all kind of stop at a standstill and reflect and spend time alone. And so I felt alone during a lot of that time, right? And I wrote this book saying someone needs to read this because I never want someone that is going through something to feel like they're in it alone. I want you to know that this is a resource, whether it be for entertainment, healing, growth, or whatever. I felt like it was the perfect time for this book. And also the book is catered to those people who are just like me when you're living kind of like a busy life, but you still want that dose of creativity, inspiration, motivation. You can open it up to any page and there's going to be a poem that you may need to read.
Someone needs to read this.
Someone needs to read
Someone,
this.
I don't know who, but someone.
Someone does.
Ralphie, what's next? What is next? What's coming up for you?
Woo! Okay, so when you're a writer, as a creative, I always say you have an endless supply of material going on in the background. I am currently working on my manuscript called Milagros, which is going to be I'm designing it to be a series, and I am going to go ahead and shop that to networks. So, yeah.
Oh, girl, you already know. You already know.
So, and that's another thing too about going after something that you want is I always say this, take bold steps, bold little steps. And sometimes even speaking about your dream, putting it out there will allow you to cast vision over your life. And those around you who believe in you, you got to have a strong support system, will also, speak life into that and manifest it, help you manifest it. So that's my big bold step right now. I was telling you guys I'm writing a manuscript to shop to major networks.
And it will.
Oh.
It's already happened. Well, Ralphie, I want to thank you so much for being a part of episode 1 of Becoming an Author with the Book Publishing Academy. I am so proud of you and everything that you have created thus far, and I cannot wait to see how your journey continues to evolve, and you know that you have my full support, so thank you, girl.
Thank you so much. I love you. Shout out to the Book Publishing Academy, all my girls, my support system. We out here. We didn't come to take part, we came to take over.
What?
Are you ready? About to bust away.
It gives me a little bit of anxiety.
I know.
That was awesome. Wow, that's good.
That is good.
Okay.
Music.